Hey there, y'all. Welcome to a very, very important lesson. So make sure that you pay attention to what I talk about in this video. Today, we're going to start your immigration project. We're focusing on early immigration into the United States in the early to mid 1800s, where people were coming from, what the travel was like, what it was like once they arrived, what kind of dreams and aspirations they had as they came to the United States, why they wanted to come to the United States, why they wanted to leave where they were. You're going to be learning all of these things throughout the course of your project. So there's no lecture notes or interactive notebook pages to do for this, but you're going to start working on your project, and your project is a test grade. Typically speaking, I would give you a week to complete this project. However, I want you to take your time over spring break to have a break. So I'm giving you more than 2 weeks to get this project done so that your spring break can be sent just chilling and relaxing, and you not having to worry about working on any schoolwork. So you're welcome for that. So let's go ahead and get into what the project is. I'm going to go down here. You're going to see task number 1, immigration project, is listed right there. You're going to be creating a scrapbook of a person's, well, basically your journey as an immigrant from Europe into the United States. So it's a very easy assignment. All you have to do is follow the directions, and then you're going to very easily receive a 100 on a test grade, which is going to really help your average. I'm telling you right now, sorry about that. That's my dog whining and wanting to go outside. OB. No, sir. Go. Sorry about that. Anyway, so you're going to be creating this journal and then filling in the information using the template that I provide for you, which makes it so incredibly easy to get done. So each slide has its own set of directions and tells you everything that you need to do. I've given you a list of 5 different websites that you can use to help you. I honestly think you don't need to go and use any more than what you have here. But if you feel like you need to, then that is fine. What you're going to do is in your slide template, you're going to have multiple slides that you're going to make, each of them being worth 15 points with the exception of the Ellis Island slide because it's a little bit more lengthy. So that one's going to be worth 20 points. You're going to get 10 points for making sure that your pictures are all in there, and then another 10 points for appearance, which is mostly done for you, but also creativity when it comes to your story. So you're going to still use your real name in the story. You're just going to say that you are an immigrant coming from Europe and make up who you are and the experiences that you go through. So it tells you you're going to have just over 2 weeks to complete this project. It's going to count as a test grade. It is going to be due by Friday, April 16th. That is the Friday after we return from whatchamacallit, from spring break. So we come back to school, I think on like the 13th or something like that. Obviously this is being assigned to you on March 31st. So you have multiple days to get this done, even if you don't do it over spring break. It's not something that actually takes a week to complete, and that'll be proof in the fact that some of you are going to wait until the 15th to actually turn it in on the 16th, and you'll get it done in one day. So it's really not difficult, but I just wanted to make sure you had plenty of time so you could really enjoy your spring break. So I'm going to click on here so you can see the template. You're going to open up a copy of this, and it's basically going to open up a Google Slides presentation, which is going to already be put together for you. So obviously the first page is very straightforward. It's my immigration experience. And again, my means like me that I'm making up. I had some students last semester actually go through and like talk about their individual immigration experience. Make sure that you're not doing that. I know that some of you are immigrants to the United States, or maybe your parents are immigrants to the United States, but we're focusing on immigration that happened in the early to mid 1800s right now. So that's going to need to focus on that European immigration experience. So even though it's basically just your name with you making up a story to go along with it. So you're going to put your name here so that I know that it is yours. And then as you can see, as I go to each of the individual slides, it tells you exactly what to do. So your first slide is your immigrant profile slide, and it tells you to make a new title for this slide. So you'll click on it and then you'll create a new title. So you can have a title that, for example, says like all about me, or me and my family, or, you know, whatever name you want to give it. It tells you that on this slide, you're going to write a journal entry and introduce yourself as a new immigrant to the United States. You're going to be using your real name, like I already said, but you're going to create the rest of the information on your own. You should include the following on your slide. You need to make sure that your journal entry is going to talk about your age. So you can be older than you are now if you want. You can be younger than you are. You can be married and have kids. You can be a kid yourself. It's yours. It's your story that you're making up. You just need to make sure that you still are using your real name. You're going to talk in your journal about your family members, who is coming with you when you are traveling. Do you have children? Are you traveling with brothers and sisters? Are you traveling with grandparents? So who are you traveling with? How old are they? Obviously telling, you don't have to be like, my grandmother is coming with me and she is female. Like, I get that, but just who's coming, you know, mom, dad, grandparents, sisters, brothers, all that kind of stuff. What country you're coming from. It needs to be a European country. Most of you honestly are probably going to choose either Ireland or Germany because that's the most information that I'm giving you. But tell me what you're coming from. What is your mother country? And then over here, you need to include a picture of you. Obviously, it's not going to be the real you. I don't need a picture that you put on Instagram last week. I need a picture of the you as an immigrant. So it tells you here that you can right click on this placeholder and then select replace image. So I'm going to show you how to do that really, really easily so that you don't even have to go out into the world of Google and copy and paste and everything. It's just made super easy for you. So I'm going to right click on it. You can see where it says replace image and I'm hovering over that. Then I'm going to go right here where it says search the web. So if I do the upload from computer, that means I would have had to go somewhere, save that file, and then upload it. This is going to be a whole lot easier. So click on search the web and it's going to pop up the Google search right in your slides. So, and then I'm going to say Irish immigrant. So I could go through, I'm looking at these pictures that are here. I could scroll through and let's say that I'm going to say, this is me. So I'm going to click on that and then I click where it says replace and then poof, there's my picture, right? So you go through and you replace the picture and it just pops it right into the spot for you. Now, because this is my saved version of this that you're going to be pulling up, I'm going to undo that and put it back. But you get the point. It's really, really that simple. Then your next one is going to be your push and pull slide. So again, you're going to create your own title. Don't have it say push and pull slide. You're just going to say something like, you know, why I want to come to the United States or something like that. So on this slide, you write another journal entry that discusses why you decided to leave your country and come to the United States. This is where you're going to not just use your own creative, like this is a story I'm making up, but you need to use researched information. So for example, if you are an Irish immigrant, why were people leaving Ireland? You need to be talking about that in your experience in your journal. So what conditions made you leave your home country? What does the United States have to offer? Why did you choose the United States as the place you wanted to come? And then again, a picture that is going to be from your home country. So again, just as simple as last time, I'm going to go to replace image. I'm going to go to search the web. If I was coming from Ireland, I could do a search for Ireland 1800s. And then, you know, here's a picture that maybe I would want to use that would be showing just how rough things were back in Ireland. I don't know if it went through or not, but you get the point. So you're going to go through and click on those things. What is that thing? Unable to create some images. So it just didn't go through with that one. If that was the case and this was my project, I would just go through and then find a different picture. I've never seen that actually happen before. Let's see what happens if we try like a different one. Let's make sure that there's nothing going on here. So let's say I'm going to use this one. I'm going to click replace. There we go. So you could see they should pop up. That was just a little mishap that was there. Your next slide is going to be your travel slide. So again, create a new title. On this slide, you're going to write a journal entry about the experience of coming from Ireland or Germany or wherever you're coming from your home country over to the United States. So you are not talking about what happens when you arrive in the United States yet. You were just talking about what the experience on the boat was like. So this is going to be, again, researched information to be able to help you build that story. And you'll need to, and I give you the links to get you to this information, but you're going to need to tell me, what were the conditions like? What are the wealthy people's conditions like on the boat? Because odds are you're not a very wealthy person if you're immigrating to the United States, but there would be wealthy people who maybe came from the United States across over to Europe and went on a like European vacation and now they're coming back. How long does the journey take you? And then again, a picture of a boat that you would travel on. So this one is in the shape of a circle, but it should go through again and just populate directly in there. So let's say, uh-oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. But not click on the X here. And then we can do passenger ship 1800s. So here's going to be some pictures of some ships that would be used. Let's say that this is the one that I want to use. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click replace. And then again, it should populate. It might not do it. It might do that little thing to me again. I might have to choose a different picture, but it should populate directly into it. So I don't know why I keep choosing examples that are not necessarily the best ones, but you'll get a picture to put in there. Your next one is going to be your Ellis Island slide or slides. And I say possible slides because of the fact that you might need to have more than one slide here because of the amount of information that you have to talk about when you're learning about what happens when you land in Ellis Island. So on this slide, you're going to write a journal entry discussing your experience whenever you got to the United States and arrived at Ellis Island. You're going to use researched information again to help you with this. I give you the links that you need. It tells you right here that there's a special note that if you need more slides, you can create another slide. Excuse me, create another slide and then continue on with the information. Make sure you delete this special note. We don't need that on the screen. And if you need to create another slide, you can either go up here and click on like a slide with like a simple layout, or if you want it to be more fancy with pictures like this one, you can just right click, or I'm sorry, over here in the side, you can right click and then you can click on duplicate slide and it'll make another copy of it for you. So here's what you need to talk about in total. Again, it's going to be in journal entry form. You're going to tell me what were the steps of the process? How long does it take to get through that process? What was the health exam like? What happens if you don't pass your inspections? Did you get to stay with your family or did you get separated? And then you need to have a picture of Ellis Island in one of these and then a picture of the Statue of Liberty because it's right next to Ellis Island in the other one. Again, when you're looking for pictures, let's say that you're looking for a picture of the Statue of Liberty to put on here, because pictures at this time, well, they probably weren't like always necessarily the best pictures, but you're going to find pictures that are in color. You should go back and like change the formatting or just try to find a black and white picture because a person wouldn't have had a color photo in a scrapbook talking about their experience. Next, excuse me. Your last slide is about you giving a journal entry about starting your new life. Sorry, that's the dog again. So you're going to insert a title. You're going to talk about basically what are some of the things that confuse you as a new immigrant. So like what's hard to understand. It might be a language barrier, but if you're Irish, then you're probably speaking English, but there are going to be some other things that might be confusing. What are some things that worry you about creating your new life? So far, are you happy with your decision to come? And then what are your plans for the future? Are you going to stay in urban areas in the city? Do you think you might move out west? What kind of things do you want to do? And then you're going to have, again, a picture that represents your new life. So some kind of picture of like an immigrant family in New York City, or you know, somebody somewhere in the United States. Again, your picture that you used up here that is going to be the picture of you doesn't have to be another picture of that same person here. Like, we get the point. Lastly, I've given you a slide It has a whole bunch of editable icons, and it gives you some information in here. You typically speaking, when people make scrapbooks, they usually are going to like use different pictures and stuff like, or stickers along with their pictures. So let's say that you have a picture of like the Statue of Liberty back here, and you're like, I really love the Statue of Liberty. I want to show my love for it. I could click on this heart right here and then right click it and say that I want to copy it. And then I could go back to the slide, and then I could paste it and then move it and resize it and go through and, maybe tilt it a little bit. And then I could change the color of it here by going to the fill and make it a red heart. And then I could just like drag it and it can be there. And it just adds a little bit of extra stuff to your slides so that you can add a little bit more creativity to it. So I'm actually going to get rid of that and delete it because we don't need it to stay there. So you can do that. Obviously, there's going to be some icons in here that you're not going to use. Like, I don't know why you would use a recycling bin, but there's just a whole bunch of icons here for you to be able to utilize if you would like, and then put them on your pages. You can delete this page whenever you are done. It tells you to do that. Like, I don't need that in your actual presentation. And then you just got your back cover, which tells you that it's a template that was created by me with the assistance of a program called Slides Mania. And that's what you're going to be doing. So I know that was a little bit of a lengthy process, but if you were in class, we went through and we talked about this slide by slide as well. So I just wanted to make sure that if you needed to come back and watch this again, or if you were absent, you really got the full discussion of what you can expect from this project. So again, you have until April 16th, that is a Friday, to get it done. And then other than that, that's all I got for you. We got one more lesson tomorrow before we get to spring break, and then that'll wrap us up for a bit. Let me know if you need anything as always, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.